as you can see, it's 9:16 p.m. and it's Monday. So yesterday, I finished the group project, and also every single one of our human resource assignments has been graded, finally. Not sure why he waited till now, but he just did it all at once. Either he did it all at once or he did it over a long period of time and then just now submitted it to Canvas. But anyways, so I got decent grades on all the assignments so far. And in fact, our leadership assignment actually got 31 out of 30. That's pretty crazy. Yesterday's assignment got 24 out of 30. Whatever. Discussion post got 9 out of 10. Individual activity, I think I got 30 out of 30. So my current grade in the class is 85%. The reason why it's 85% is because, well, first of all, the team activity, we got 24 out of 30, and then, well, the main reason why it's 85 as opposed to being in the 90s is because of the test, which I got 76%, and I was going to message the professor about the test, but at this point I don't think I want to anymore. Doesn't really seem worth it. My grade's already at a decent spot right now. My grade, well, I think my grade at this particular point in the year is actually still better than my grade was last year, because last year I skipped the first discussion post. He never even graded my leadership assignment for some reason. Turned that in late. I ended up with an 80% on the test, but I think all the grades on all the other stuff was fine. It was mainly the discussion post that pushed my grade down, because I didn't do it. But yeah, at this point in the year last year, I think my grade was in the low 80s, whereas this time it's at 85%. And when I dropped the class ultimately last semester, my grade was still at around 85%. Like, you might be wondering, like, why the heck would you drop the class? Your grade was fine. The class was stressing me out so much. I hated it so much. It was like my least favorite class of all time. This is one of my least favorite classes I've ever taken in college. The only class that I find to be worse than this class probably is the geography class that I took like a couple of years ago. But then, of course, I was forced to take the class with the exact same professor. Like, no offense to the professor, but I really, really do not like the way he does the class. And that's kind of why I dropped it last semester. I was so incredibly stressed out. I could have technically kept going, but I just hated the class that much. I just wanted to drop it. Little did I know I would have to do it again in the summer, the following summer with the same professor. I basically have to do it now. I mean, I could wait till next semester, or I could wait till like I could wait like literally a year to do it, but it's not like I'm still gonna have to take it with the same professor probably. I checked the fall semester. And he's the only professor you can take the class with. So I don't think they even have another. Like, there's only one human resource professor at the college. So anyways, last night, we finished our assignment at 11:30, and then I stayed up kind of really late. Way too late. Went to bed at like 2, and then got up at around 8:30, and then had my class from 10 to 11:50. And man, that was a boring class. We have to do that class. We have to go through that for the next 4 days. And then we have to go through that again for the next 5 weeks. No offense to the professor, but the lecture is so incredibly boring to me. Thankfully, he didn't really call me that much. I actually just cubed most of the time. I kind of just spent most of the lecture cubing. But unfortunately, we have a lot of work to do tonight. I don't even know how long I'm going to stay up. I don't even know if I'm going to get any of this stuff done. And I don't even know if I'm going to continue these 3 classes at this point. I've been thinking a lot about what I'm going to be doing. And the idea of actually dropping out of college entirely is sounding more and more appealing at this point. Now, if my mom's watching this, it's kind of unlikely, but if she stumbles upon this video and hears that, she's gonna get pretty alarmed. But obviously, it's not like I would just drop out of college and do nothing. I would only drop out of college if I had a plan for what I was going to do next. It's not like I'm just going to drop out of college and just sit at home all day and do nothing. I've just been thinking about what are the alternatives? What are my alternatives to this? I hate this. There's nothing. There are literally no classes that I would enjoy taking. There's no major that... Any major I take is just something that it's the least objectionable path. Basically, it's not like it's my favorite thing to do. Wow, I am so great at talking. What I'm trying to say is I'm really not enjoying my classes at all. I hate them. I don't like the financial accounting class. I wonder if it would be different if I had a different professor. I've been stuck with the exact same professor for all of my accounting classes, so I'm not too big of a fan. No offense, but he seems like a nice guy, but I just really don't enjoy the way he does the class. He's not nearly as bad as the human resource professor, but still. There's probably other professors. I could probably take all these classes to someone else, but it's not like that's going to help things that much. I don't enjoy doing the work for the class either. You're not supposed to enjoy it. You're just supposed to be able to tolerate it or something. I don't know. But I haven't even done any work for the class, actually. I think about it. I've done literally nothing. That's what I'm supposed to do tonight, because I have a homework assignment due tonight. And then you said we're going to have a quiz over the first 3 chapters. I'm like, what? Already? I think, did we talk in class today? Were we discussing chapters 1 or 2? I don't know if we've even discussed all 3 of the chapters, and he wants to give us a quiz tomorrow over all 3 chapters. That means I have to read all 3 chapters before tomorrow. Where's the textbook? I'm going to look at it and see if... I literally have no idea what chapter we talked about in class today. Was it chapter 1 or 2? There's no way we covered chapter 3 already. So, man, what the heck? Oh, I think it was chapter 2. It says it's Introduction to Financial Statements and Other Financial Reporting Topics. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about... Yeah, we were on chapter 2. I feel like a lot of this stuff is kind of review of stuff I've already learned. But let's see. Chapter 1, Introduction to Financial Reporting. Chapter 2, Introduction to Financial Statements. So yeah, we went over chapter 2 today in class. We haven't even gone over chapter 3. And he expects us to study chapter 3 and take a quiz. Now, I guess that's not that unrealistic, but I wish he had told us that early. Why? I mean, he did say we were going to have quizzes often in the class, but whatever. Probably should have started reading already. I shouldn't have waited till today. I mean, we've already been in the class for an entire week, basically. So, and we had a quiz on Thursday, right? Over, I'm not sure what it was over. Was it over chapter 1? I don't know if it was even over anything from the textbook. I tried studying the stuff that he had talked about in class, but ultimately he didn't even cover everything that was on that quiz, which was really weird. So we said in class today we're having a quiz over the first 3 chapters. In fact, let me just look. He might have already put it up on Canvas. I'm going to see if it actually says. And also my internet has been terrible today, so that's wonderful. It's not loading. Also, I decided not to time the vlogs. Not including the vlogs in the time. It's kind of weird to do that. Like, I worked on homework for 4 hours. Oh, but I spent like 1 of those hours just recording a vlog. Gosh dang my life to heck. It's not opening. I don't know if I can even go onto Canvas. Well, I need to go onto Canvas at some point, but I can't go on there right now. So I can't even look and see if the quiz is in fact over chapters 1 through 3. That's fun! But I was thinking, I was already talking about it earlier. I was thinking I might end up dropping out of college. And instead try to this seems really weird, but maybe go into video editing. What is everything? So like maybe I can do video editing as a career instead of accounting. So it's kind of weird to say that because I suck at video editing. I never learned how to do any kind of advanced video editing. The only thing I use for video editing is Windows Movie Maker. But obviously I can learn stuff. I'm pretty sure you can make a living as a video editor. Like, there are tons and tons and tons of like opportunities to like, everyone wants to have somebody make videos or edit videos. Like, I haven't really heard. I know very little about that career path. I know very little. No, I've never learned anything about it. Nobody's ever said anything about it. I've never done any research about it. I just know, I just have a feeling that that's something that's possible. It seems logical that somebody could just work full time as a video editor, whether they're freelance or maybe work for a specific company or whatever. I mean, obviously the entire movie industry relies on video editing, so there's that. And there's commercials. I mean, there's all kinds of videos that exist. And there's even just random, lots of top YouTubers actually hire video editors. They don't even edit the videos themselves. Like somebody edits. There's this YouTuber named Wilbur Soot. He's an example I can think of. Somebody edits. Somebody actually looks through his Twitch streams and edits, makes videos and edits them. Like probably Wilbur Soot tells him what I don't know. He probably gives him instructions on what he wants him to do, but that's I could work as an editor for YouTubers. I could work as an editor for what's the thing called that makes a movie producer. I don't know. I could edit movies, I could edit YouTube videos, I could edit commercials, I could edit documentaries. Well, that's another form of movie, obviously. Like what other, there's lots of stuff that's probably about it as far as I can tell. I'm trying to think. Basically, there's the movie industry, and there's YouTube, and there's commercials. Those are the only three things I can think of. So, but I'm still not entirely sure about it. Honestly, my gosh, when will my internet work? I've really not done much video editing at all, and yet I want to do that for the rest of my life, full time. What kind of a weird decision would that be, to switch to that? And it seems like it would be much more difficult. I mean, it might not be more difficult, actually. I'm not sure if it's more difficult. It seems like it would be easier because you don't have to... I'm pretty sure you don't have to literally get a degree. Obviously, the degree thing kind of sucks. There's no such thing as a degree in video editing. It's something you just learn. I don't know how people train for that. Like, what's the formal training for it? Because most occupations require some kind of college education, but like, what's the training required for being a video editor? I don't know if there even is. There isn't anything like that. I know so little about it that I literally don't know if there's like what the heck you're supposed to do to become a video editor. Do you just learn on your own? I don't think there's are there college classes offered for that? Is there like a certificate program for that or something? I don't know. I highly doubt there's a 4-year degree. It's probably like a 2 years. It's probably like a certificate program or some kind of short training program for it, or a degree program. I have literally no clue. If there even is such a thing. But it seems much easier than getting a 4-year degree. That's for sure. And you might be wondering, what the heck, you're already 3 years into your 4-year degree, why didn't you just finish? Well, I don't know if I'm going to be done after 4 years, but I could be done. I could finish the 4-year degree by the end of next summer, as long as I finish these 3 classes this summer, and then do 5 classes in this fall, 5 classes in the spring, and then 3 classes in summer, and then do my internship along with all that. And if I do that, I'll end up with my 4-year degree. So that would mean that about 1 year and 3 months from now, I would have the degree. But question is, what would I rather spend my entire life doing? Would I rather spend the entire... I've kind of come up with a weird summary of what an accountant does. Just sit in an office studying financial statements. That's not really... I don't know if that's the best summary of an accountant's job, but... That's kind of more of the summary of an auditor's job. That's what they do. Like accountants, don't they prepare financial statements? Auditors study financial statements, but also accountants study financial statements. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm 3 years into a 4-year degree and I literally don't know that. I know what they are. Auditors, they look over financial statements to determine whether they're following the correct standards. And accountants, well, what I thought they did was they prepared those financial statements. But I don't even know, because then what's a bookkeeper? Isn't a bookkeeper an accountant? But that's not considered to be an accountant. Isn't a bookkeeper somebody who, maybe they don't prepare financial statements, they just keep records of financial transactions, and then accountants study all those records to come and then write up a financial statement. That's probably what it is. Wow. My shoe just got untied. Dang it. I think I'm just gonna take my shoes off. I don't even want to. I'm not wearing my shoes. What is even going on right now? Instead of tying my shoe, I just took off both of my shoes. Or I mean, retying my shoe. I didn't want to stop the video. But anyways, so what do I want to do for the rest of my life? Sit at a desk writing up financial statements? Or do I want to sit at a desk editing videos? Editing footage? Which of those sounds more fun? I mean, editing videos, I don't know if I would even find that to be all that fun. I mean, did I find it fun to make my previous YouTube videos with using my limited editing skills on Windows Movie Maker? Was that fun? Well, I don't know. Kind of fun, I guess. But it's not like it's not like I'm just making my own videos. Now, here's the thing. When I was thinking about this, I was thinking, that's not the only thing I was thinking. I'm not just going to devote my entire life to video editing. I was also going to do some other things. And maybe try to make a living doing the two other things I mentioned in the previous vlog, which was a YouTube channel and composing music. I was going to try to do all three of those different things. Maybe use my video editing skills to improve my ability at making YouTube videos and maybe gain following on YouTube or whatever. And maybe start off working as a video editor, but then eventually transition to just being a YouTuber. But that would be pretty difficult. But then again, I would probably have way more fun doing that than trying to finish this degree and then sitting at a desk studying financial statements 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Obviously, I would probably have to spend about an equal amount of time, if not more time, if I was a video editor. But my God, when will my internet work? Jeez, it's still not working. If it doesn't work before 12 o'clock, I'm screwed. I can't even turn in my homework assignment. I have to start my homework assignment. What I'm probably gonna do. I'm gonna bomb the test. If I don't study at all for the test, I'm gonna bomb the test. Okay? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Am I gonna bomb the test or not? I need to take a look at the test. If he has it, well, it's not a test, it's a quiz. I need to take a look at it and see, does it say chapters 1 through 3 on it, or does it say something else? Okay, for some reason I feel weird walking around without shoes. I'm just gonna tie my shoe. So yeah, nice job. So if I was to literally drop out of college for that very reason, and like, I don't know if my parents would support that. They might want me to continue in college just as a safe option, as an alternative if the other thing doesn't work out. I don't know, but if the other thing doesn't work out, I could always go back to college. It's not like I have to keep. It's not like I have to do it now. But the problem with this is, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's really a problem. How long would it take me to become proficient enough in video editing to actually get a job somewhere? I don't know. I don't think it would take that long. It would take no longer than a year, probably. As far as I know, I don't really know, but it doesn't. I have plenty of experience editing videos. It's just that I've been used Windows Movie Maker. And I never learned any. But it's extremely easy. All you have to do is learn how to use a video editing program. It's not that bad. You just learn a program and learn how to use it. Learn all the shortcuts and stuff. And I mean, that sounds very simple, honestly. That sounds like the simplest thing to learn. Compared to all this other stuff you could do. Like, really, you have to sit in school for 4 years before you can become an accountant. Whereas if you become a video editor, all you have to do is learn how to edit videos. That sounds way more simple. How I understand, honestly, what. And, you know, honestly, why does it take 4 years of classes, of tons and tons of classes that take so much time? And, like, honestly, what's the point? So first of all the lectures are time consuming. You have to sit in the lecture every day for like 45 minutes for every class on average. That's like the typical. If you typically go to college and take like 5 or 6 classes, you have to sit in a lecture. For each class takes anywhere from 45 minutes to 1.5 hours. If you're going in the summer, maybe it's longer. Like, for example, for my financial accounting class, I have to sit in the class for 2 hours for 4 days a week. And how valuable even is that? Most of the time, the professor is just talking about tons of random stuff. I could easily just read the textbook. I don't need to sit in the class. It's completely useless. And for another thing, why do we have to take all these random other classes that are unrelated to my field of study? First of all, there's the entire general education thing. Now, thankfully, I've almost completely finished that. And then I have to take all these business classes. All I want to do is be an accountant. I don't want to be a business person. Why do I have to take all these other classes, like human resource management? I'm not studying to become a human resource person. I'm studying to become an accountant. Why do I need to take human resources? I had to take management and leadership. I had to take leadership and management. I had to take supply chain management. What? I had to take global business. Why? Why did I have to take global business? I mean, it's kind of related to what I'm doing, but not really. It's only marginally related. I could have easily gotten by without taking that class. There's probably tons and tons of these classes I could easily be fine without them. So why do you need a 4-year degree? You could get a 2-year degree in accounting and just take accounting classes by themselves, probably. In fact, why do I need to take all the other business classes to get anything more than a 2-year degree? Why don't I just take only accounting classes and that's it? If I didn't have to take all the other types of classes, the degree wouldn't be 4 years, it'd be 2 years. It'd be like 1.5 years. I don't know. What am I even talking? I can't believe I actually managed to get through. Well, first of all, I actually managed to get through. So far, I've gotten through 3 years. I've been in college for 3 years. I've completed so many random classes. And you know, out of 3 years of classes so far, I've only completed 2 accounting classes. What even is this? What is this? My entire last 3 years of my life are just basically a complete waste of time. I only completed 2 accounting classes in 3 years. Now, of course, that's the reason for that is because I went to a community college and I had no idea what I was going to do, so I just got a degree. I got a Associate of Science degree, and then I transferred to UW-Platt, and then I decided to major in accounting. So of course they gave me mostly business classes and one accounting class. So far at this college, I've taken 8 business classes and 2 accounting classes. This summer I'm taking 2 more business classes and 1 accounting class. So I've spent the vast majority of my college in classes that are not accounting, even though that's kind of what I've been majoring. I think it finally loaded. Oh gosh. Oh no, I have to use the stupid Duo thingy. Oh, well, my internet sucks anyway, so it's not gonna work. Whatever. I won't be able to look at this while I'm recording because it's gonna make me use some random security app thingy to log in, and it's on my phone, so I'd have to turn off the video and then. But anyways, like my friend Chris, he said he's gonna get a 2-year degree in accounting, and guess what? He was allowed to start his first class was like intermediate accounting. What? Wait a minute, that's your first class. You were able to skip all the other classes. You didn't have to take financial accounting or management accounting. You could just immediately take intermediate accounting? What? Oh yeah. They let him do that because he's in the military or something. Like, they gave him an exception because wait just a minute. If he can do that, why can't I do that? I mean, yeah, of course it's because it's for a 2-year degree, but even if I was to go for a 2-year degree, I wouldn't be able to skip those 2 classes. He was just fine. He didn't have to take the first 2 classes. He was just fine skipping up to the intermediate accounting. What does that say about our education system? I don't know. Why does it have to be 4 long years of tons and tons of random classes? Why can't it just be a streamlined program where you do train for your position for like 1 or 2 years and that's it? I don't even know why I'm even trying this. I mean, I need it to work eventually so I can do my assignment. I don't even know I'm ranting my LL stuff, but like whenever I think about switching to the 2-year degree, my brain always comes up with the counter argument of, wait just a minute, dude, you've already completed like 3/4 of the way through your 4-year degree. Just finish it. Instead of getting a 2-year degree, just finish your 4-year degree that you're already almost done with. Kind of. Not really, but sort of. Like, the honest truth is I'm just getting less and less and less tolerant of all these stupid classes. For some reason, my motivation to complete these classes just keeps decreasing. I don't know how I was able to do it for these 3 years, but it's come to a point where I just can't anymore. Like, how the heck did I do that? I went through an entire 2-year degree. I got the Associate of Science degree. And then I can't believe I got through the first 5 classes of my college, of my UW Platteville. I got through the first semester, taking 5 classes, finished all 5 classes. I literally got A's in every class. How? How was I able to do that? I don't even know. Maybe I think I know how. It's because like 2 or 3 of the classes were extremely easy. Like the supply chain class, I had to do like very, very little work for that class. For some reason, like there were long stretches of time where I had to do no work at all whatsoever for that class. Like the way it was structured, the only work I had for the class was a couple of group projects and then like a couple of tests. So I had to read through the textbook. Basically, I had to read through the textbook, but I didn't read through the entire textbook. Was it open book? No, it wasn't open book. That's very interesting. It wasn't open book, but I was somehow able to study, like read through the textbook and skim through the textbook and still end up with a decent grade. So that class was very little work. Microeconomics class was honestly not that much work either, because the only thing we had to do was homework assignments and tests. So very little work for that class. And then we had 2 classes with the same professor that gave us kind of a moderate amount of work. Like we had to write like a discussion post, usually like once a week or something. And then we had like a paper, like 1 paper for each of those classes. And then finally we had, what was the other class? Oh yeah, the accounting class, of course. And the accounting class was relatively easy. I guess that's the reason why I got through this semester. Like, those classes were not even that bad. But then I got unlucky. Second semester, I got stuck with like 3 bad classes. And that's probably why I dropped 2 of the classes. Actually, you know what? It was probably the 2... What am I even saying? What am I saying? Why am I saying I had 3 bad classes? I didn't have 3 bad classes. I had. The human resource class was probably the only bad class. But the corporate finance class I dropped because I kept procrastinating on the homework, because he would make everything due. He would make all the homework assignments, he'd make all the quizzes and tests due. So here's, oh my god. So there was a series of quizzes and tests. There'd be like 5 quizzes, then a test, and then there'd be like 3 quizzes and a test, 4 quizzes and a test. So the way the class worked was the first set of quizzes plus test, he would make all that stuff due on the same day. And guess what? I waited till the day before to do all that stuff, and of course I wasn't able to do it. My god, that was the worst procrastination I've ever done, because for that class I didn't do the quizzes or test on time. I did the first 2 quizzes on time, and then I didn't have time to do anything else, and I just gave up. And then I waited an entire month. And it was a month later, and I still hadn't done 2 of the quizzes and the first test. And that's when I chose to continue to try to study for those quizzes and tests. That was so bad. I had to drop the class. Because then, by the time I even got some work done on it, like I finished studying for that stuff, and then all of a sudden I had to study for the next set of quizzes and tests. And it was just getting to be too much, and I just had to drop the class. So that was corporate finance. So it wasn't necessarily a bad class. It was kind of a lot of work, but not really big. If I had spaced out the work over a longer period of time, it wouldn't have been that bad. Instead of waiting till the last second. And then business communication, I'm not going to say it was a bad class. It was kind of a little bit more work than average, because we had a discussion every single week. We kind of had a discussion every week, and I think we kind of had another assignment as well every week, and we had a quiz every week, so it was slightly more work than average. And then my very, very easiest class was macroeconomics, or microeconomics. It's so funny. For that class, either every 1 week or every 2 weeks, we would have a quiz, a take-home quiz, multiple choice. And all we had to do was read his notes. So he would give us notes, quote-unquote notes. Each set of notes was 10 to 20 pages long, and each quiz would cover 1 or 2 of those sets of notes. And I didn't even have to read through the entire thing. I would just read the summary of the notes. Then I would look at the quiz questions and then search in the notes for the answers. Well, not search for the answers, but search for the information required to answer the questions, and there were multiple choice. It was so easy. Each quiz only took me about an hour and a half to do. And we only had one every 1 or 2 weeks. So on average for that class, I did like 1 hour of work per week, if that. It was extremely easy. So basically the problem last semester was the human resource class and corporate finance class. Corporate finance because of procrastination, and human resource because I didn't like the class, or I didn't like the way the professor did class. So what am I talking about? What am I talking about? What am I even trying to say? I was trying to explain why I had a sudden drop off in performance. Well, it wasn't sudden, it's kind of a gradual decrease in my performance in my college classes. I was able to just barely pull off A's in all my first semester, and then the second semester I completely collapsed and had to drop 2 classes, and then I barely finished the 3 classes. In the 3 classes, I ended up with an A minus, and a B plus, and the A minus should have been a B plus, but for some random reason, my accounting professor gave me an A minus. I have no idea why. And then now we are on the summer semester. We have 3 classes. Haven't turned a single thing in late yet, but it's getting to the point. I might end up turning in the accounting thing late. I don't know. It all depends if I do it on time. It's probably going to be a bad idea to not study for that quiz. You know, I don't think we're gonna really have any math questions on the quiz. Dude, my internet is not working. I think I'm gonna have to restart it. Maybe I'll skim over the chapters. I wonder if there are chapter summaries. If there are chapter summaries, I can skim the chapter. I can read the key terms. I don't have to read all 3 of them. Or I don't have to read through all 3 chapters in their entirety. I just want to be somewhat kind of prepared for the quiz. I don't want to completely bomb it. We have chapter summaries. These are some long stuff. Chapter 1, Introduction to Financial Reporting. Lots of text. This textbook has lots of text and very few pictures. It's just blocks and blocks of text. I don't know how long each chapter is. Do we really have to know the structure of the FASB? Chapter 1.